From the front lines of helping thousands of Amazon sellers every year, here are 10 tips to avoid suspensions and to obtain quick reinstatements. All right, Amazon sellers, in this video, it's going to be a bit long, so sit back, relax, maybe have your cup of coffee with you, and I'm going to talk to you about 10 different tips from my insanely awesome team of paralegals and lawyers to both avoid being suspended and also how to get a quick reinstatement. All right, from Chris Toomey, keep solid documents. So the number one cause of suspension on Amazon, inauthentic. The way to get reinstated, a killer plan of action, and invoices. So keep your documents ready in advance of having a problem. From Kerry McDonald, make sure the sources of your goods maintain an online presence. Again, this goes back to inauthentic suspensions. If you want to be able to show Amazon that you source your goods from a reliable source, you have to have great invoices like Chris Toomey advised you a few moments ago. And you also want to make sure that if Amazon staff in India, and here's some of them that I met with when I was in Hyderabad in 2019, you want to make sure that the source of your products has an online presence. Amazon looks for it, they check their websites, make sure the sources of your goods have an online presence. Number 3, get out of drop shipping. Now, I don't know if I agree with totally getting out of drop shipping. There are lots and lots of sellers who make boatloads and boatloads of money engaging in drop shipping. If you want to grow a huge Amazon-based business, drop shipping is a way to learn how to sell, but long term, you want to develop your own brand. Start with private label, develop your own brand, build your own intellectual property right library. That's the long-term plan. From Chris Toomey, never share your login passwords and have different passwords for your Amazon account and all your other stuff. We have dealt with dozens and dozens of hacking cases, and Amazon will routinely blame you and claim that you're using the same passwords for multiple accounts. Of course, they don't know this because I don't think they have access to like Microsoft or eBay, but they certainly have blamed you in the past, and you don't want them blaming you in the future. Okay, number 5, do not ever change your invoices with Photoshop. Now, I'm not a Photoshop guy. I'm an old school lawyer. Used to do a lot of trials. Now I help Amazon sellers. And I want to make sure that you know this, that Amazon has ways of detecting changes to documents that you do with Photoshop. So don't do it. It's always better to go back to the source of your products and get new invoices rather than make changes, because I don't know how they do it, but Amazon can detect the changes. Okay, number 6. This is coming straight from me. Now, for some reason, in Miami, there are lots of people who will charge you $25,000, $30,000, $35,000 to create an Amazon account for you, to drop ship, and they'll tell you you're going to make lots of money, lots of passive income. I can tell you that succeeding on Amazon is not a passive activity. So here's my tip, and I understand this might piss off some people in Miami. Don't ever pay $25,000 for someone to open up a free account for you on Amazon when they tell you it's going to be passive income. Don't do it. Tip number 7, it's another case that I'm working on, another case that my partner Rob worked on in arbitration. Don't put in too many cases. You got to really look at the numbers. So Amazon has struck back at Amazon sellers who open up too many cases. So let's say you're making $1 million a year selling products on Amazon, but you're putting in hundreds of cases over $5,000, $10,000, or even $20,000 of lost inventory, whatever it is. Think about the big picture. Is it really smart to put in dozens or hundreds of cases over at Amazon for $20,000 when you're making $1 million a year? I don't think so. Sometimes you just have to take the losses as a cost of doing business. Okay, tip number 8 from Vincent Familaro, maintain your own data. When you have a problem on Amazon, Amazon may lock you out And if you haven't downloaded your own information, your own reports, your own data, and stored it on your own computer, you may not be able to get that information, or it may cost you a boatload of time or a boatload of money. Tip number 9, this is also from Chris Toomey: resolve consumer complaints as quickly as possible. So I think all the way back to like the very first time I spoke at an Amazon sellers event. I think the first one was SCOE in Philadelphia. The organizer's name was Rhonda Schneider, just an amazing, amazing person. I got in front of a group of you Amazon sellers and I said, if you have a problem with a consumer, just refund their money. Send them a free product. Let them steal this much from you so that you can protect your Amazon business and make this much money or this much money. So the point is, to tip number 9, Chris Toomey, you are 100% right. Amazon sellers should resolve consumer complaints as soon as possible. And tip number 10, you should never ever use images when you create a listing that you didn't create. It is a clear copyright violation to scrape pictures from the internet, create a listing from it, even though your product is the exact same. You don't own the image. So create your own pictures. If you don't have the capability to do it yourself, there are great vendors who can do it. I highly recommend Amazing Freedom and Andy Slamon's team to create images for you if you need help. But that is tip number 10. And if you want to learn more about copyright law specifically for Amazon sellers, here's the greatest book for you. It boils down copyright law specifically to you, the Amazon seller, and you can download it for a small donation to the Ty Lewis Campbell Foundation that raises money to find better treatments and, God willing, a cure to pediatric cancer. So that is the top 10 things for you to know to avoid account suspensions, listing suspensions, and if you do get one, how we recoup your ability to sell on Amazon as quickly as possible.